I know I got about 30 seconds to make y'all feel this before y'all turn it off these days. That I might not even release this. But I be doing this shit for me, help me get through. I feel like I give until I can't, but most don't recognize it till I ain't. Blood on them covers, she hoping paint. Sorry mama, but it ain't. This world took a toll on me, and everyone that say they love me always seem to follow me. The same one that call me great, treat me like I ain't shit. I read between the lines, it's written all over your eyes. I see the disappointment in the eyes of the ones who want me dead, but I ain't never been scared, I tried to get there. Sometimes I wonder if I survived or did I die on that ride to that hospital. Demons all around me, I am not mental. This game of life, it is not simple. Last time I was happy, I was popping pimples. I copped a lot of guns cause I don't really trust none. Keep them all locked in the safe cause I don't trust one. Sometimes I say to myself cause I don't wanna be the one to fuck your mood up. And you think I be acting funny. Ain't nothing funny when that Glock to your own top cause you just want to scream it and stop. Daydreaming, I be scheming a lot. They say we all that we got. Well, I ain't got shit cause niggas disappear when it's hot.
Humbly, I endure through life's trials with fortitude. I face the miles. Though shadows darken, I stand tall, unyielding in the face of it all. Through battles fought and battles lost, I find strength in the tempest tossed. For in humility I find grace, a guiding light in every space. Through hardships faced and burdens carried, I seek solace though weary and heavy. For the humble heart knows its worth, not defined by the accolades bestowed on the earth.
I find myself locked inside the walls of my mind for such a long time. Niggas see results of these crimes and call it strong grind. I just pray to see the sunshine. Meditation never helps, I make these songs cry. Serenade the broken hearted like I'm right there. I might be. Niggas tell me do the right thing, but I'm not Spike Lee. If I was down bad, stains on my white tee, who would give a fuck about me? Probably very few. That's who I fuck with. I'm talking like one or two. You don't wanna drink from this cup, it's close to 100 proof. Not after major bucks, but I deserve a Grammy. A drop top vet dripping candy. Long time coming, was it worth it? Probably not. No dessert until I drop. Hitting circles around your block, empty Ciroc. We could've both died the second time I dodged death. It took my mama and her sister to get me off of that stress. I often guess and wonder if I made the right choice, or did I kick the door and set it off? This could be purgatory, night of the sleepwalkers, where dead folks seem to keep talking. Are we dead yet?
In silence I find solace and peace, every moment a chance to release. For in humbleness I am made strong, unafraid to admit when I am wrong. I endure the trials that life presents, embracing each challenge, learning from events. For humility teaches with gentle might, that growth and wisdom come from taking flight. In each step forward I find resilience, a quality forged through something brilliant. With head held high yet humbly inclined, I endure knowing I am not defined. For it's not in grandiose accolades or fame, but in quiet moments when I proclaim that through humility I stand secure, enduring life's tests steadfast and pure. Humbly I endure, 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 humbly I endure.
What up, family? It's your brother DMG the Poet, aka Brother Pianki, and I'm coming to y'all tonight with a heavy heart. This thing been kind of percolating with me for a couple of days. My daughter hit me with this, and I got 4 daughters, ranging from ages 30 to 19. And anytime I see a young Black woman have to deal with any kind of unnecessary adversity, it really, like, to put it frank, it pisses me off. And I watched this video probably 50 times because I know what my conservative brother's gonna tell me, like, no, we can't, we don't need to make no changes to the police, and police brutality ain't as pronounced as y'all think it is, right? But I watched this video at least 50 times. 50 times. And I couldn't see nothing Sister Massey did that would justify you shooting her in her face. Nothing. And she called them to come and aid her. She called him looking for assistance and lost her life because she was trying to turn off some boiling water. And this piece of shit who ain't nothing but a racist piece of shit, a coward, was unfit to do the job that he was in, because all you had to do was let her turn off the pot. She called you for assistance. What is you unnerved about? Like, I don't even, I can't understand this to save my life. Like, this shit is crazy. She like joking, like, the devil rebuke you. And then she see that this piece of shit is on some serious shit, and she literally stops and begs for her life. Like, I'm sorry. She apologized to this motherfucker. Yeah, like, this piece of trash has worked for 6 different police departments. 6 in the last 4 years. 6 different police departments. So they knew he had a fucking problem. Why the fuck was he even allowed to still be working? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know where they like, when I used to go apply for jobs and they see that you work in different places in close proximity to each other, they ask questions like, you was just working here. You was just at Tums, and then 3 months later you was at Coke, and a year later you was at Dr. Pepper. Like, they want to understand why you didn't have some consistency. And these are forklift jobs. But in a job where you armed, and you're supposed to be protecting and serving the community, you can bounce around to 6 different spots in 4 years. Because this the type of shit you be on. And ain't nobody thought to do nothing about it. And if his partner wouldn't have had his body cam on, it still wouldn't be nothing done about it. Because he could have lied and said whatever. She threatened to throw the water on him. When his partner said, let me go get my med bag, he said, don't waste your time. That was a headshot. That bitch was crazy. She was crazy. That shit brought tears to my eyes because I'm looking at 2 of my daughters that's still at home. And I respect her father. Like, I don't know if he got a GoFundMe or what. If he do, I'ma find it so I can do. Like my man said, whatever they do, understand justice gonna be served. Because like I still don't know why a certain, I just say Horge Himmerman, I don't know why that character still walking around. I don't understand it. Couldn't be me. It couldn't. And that's on everything I love. I ain't looking my other children in the eye. And this coward still running around bragging about what he did to my offspring. But I just wonder, like, because I remember when they was talking about defunding the police, which is not saying we taking all money from the police. It's just saying we can better allocate a lot of these funds and put them into areas like community outreach. It's different ways to protect the community because obviously these motherfuckers ain't it. Not in their current form, because this shit happened too much in too many different areas. Shout out to my sister Jolanda. She say her name. How many people names have we been saying? And people act like it ain't nothing. You got black people who try to minimize the crimes police commit against black people in the name of some political bullshit, in the name of some religious bullshit, instead of just calling it what the fuck it is. I'm confused how anybody can open their mouth to defend the police in a situation where a black life was lost unlawfully, or a civilian took it upon themselves to end a black life as if they got the authority to do so. But we hear these arguments being made by our people all the time. Shout out to J Fax. I'm outdone by this shit. Like, this sister said, I'm sorry, and put her hands up, and this bastard shot her in her fucking face. Hey, I'm gonna throw the link in the chat. I don't even plan to be up here too long. When I say this shit got me pissed, how you call them for help and lose your life. Y'all come in, man. Let me know what y'all thinking. I'm out by this bullshit. Shout out to the new Kakarot in the building.
Please, God, please. Yeah, man. I'm appalled. I'm pissed about it. And I mean, we gotta call it what it is. That's genocide. It's genocide in its purest form. And you know what I'm saying? Because the woman wasn't a threat, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, she was all she did was follow the orders that she was given. You know what I'm saying? And it's a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? But this actually bleeds off into what we was talking about last night when we talking about the family structure, the lack of family structure, the lack of family values, the fact that ain't no men around, the fact you don't see the value of men around, and it's only when you need a man is when it's valued. When you don't need a man, it's an option. You see what I'm saying? But the truth is, you always need men in your life. We all need each other, and this woman should have been calling her family. She should have been calling her family and her friends before you call the police. And like this is one of the things that we talked about yesterday. We call our people first before we call the police. We don't call the police first. I call my
Right.
brothers, I call my friends, I call my tribe first. And then I deal with the police because we already know where that stuff could end up. And like this right here is just
They
another.
got to yell it out.
And I hate the fact that it's happening right around election time. And I can't help but to see and notice a pattern because this is right around election time. Another police shooting, dealing with black women, dealing with black people. You know what I'm saying? This is the same type of political ploy that happens every election year. Follow it, but I'm gonna land my plane though. Follow that shit though.
Yeah, and I feel you on she should have been able to call like if she had a brother, a father, but we don't know her family situation.
Right,
You know
right.
what
No
I'm saying?
doubt, no
She may
doubt.
have called
Right.
her old man. He could have been at work or whatever the case may be. The thing is, it was this fucker job to serve and protect the community. And instead of doing that, he became a terrorist to the community. And that's what a lot of these bastards have become.
Yeah,
Instead of
Right.
doing their job, they do the exact opposite.
right.
Right.
And
And,
and
and
that,
that and that's always a possibility when we interacting with them, even if we call them. That's why it's our position that we going to provide our own defense for our own tribe, for our own village. You know what I'm saying? And we'll call the police after the fact. Y'all come pick them up. You know what I'm saying? It's like because when you call the police to come protect and serve, but a lot of the times that's not how it go. It's too often we faced with situations like this where somebody call one of our people call the police for help and they end up dead. You know what I'm saying? So it, I don't have no faith in them at all to come and do their job, but I have faith in my family and myself to defend my. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna do that like I am or like my family is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, at this point, man, we need to start coming together, even those in our neighborhoods, you feel me, like that think alike, you feel me, and let the women and the weaker people within our own neighborhoods know, like, look, I got you. This my number. You need, know what I mean, anything, know what I mean, call me first. Call us first. Know what I mean, let us come through and rectify the situation or whatever. But at the same time, we gotta have men within our communities that are willing to pick up these roles. You feel me? At the end of the day.
fact.
Yeah, and what let me ask you this. Let me ask all three of y'all this. Because it is obviously this is a consistent thing because we see it multiple times a year. Now these are just the ones that make the news, because all like we know these things occur and they don't even make the national news, right? We just happen to be, me and the Newt just happen to be in close proximity to this situation, being that it's in Illinois and we in Missouri. But is it anything we can do as a people to stop this from happening? And when I say we as a people, I'm talking about us in terms as in black people, but I'm talking about as citizens and participants in the wider nation of the United States. Is it anything we can do to stop this on a real tip?
You know, my answer and solution to that stuff is always going to be very radical. And like I said, I don't want to get the channel flagged or nothing like that, but drastic situations calls for drastic measures. And so we're gonna have to start upping up on the cops. We're gonna, they gotta start feeling just as uncomfortable as we do when they call. I remember back in the day in St. Louis, especially like dealing with like the Blue Myers and the what was them infamous projects called, the the ones that used to be off of Jefferson.
Who would I go?
Who would I go? Right? The police couldn't just come up in there. They could. They was afraid. They was afraid to come up in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if the drug dealers or whoever was doing whatever, the community was protecting them because they was helping the community. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just go back to what we was talking about, like as far as the conscious community go, it's like we have to stand up and do something. We shouldn't be looking for the police to prosecute this dude. We should have already snatched him off the streets. We should have already abducted him.
All right, hey, let me.
Why it keep happening, because when the shit happens, there's no proper response. The only proper response is direct confrontation. That's it.
Right. And see, like, it was kind of the same situation you described in St. Louis and New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go back through history to like Mark X's went off and opened fire. He pumed at 12 because they killed they unalived a few black activists in Baton Rouge. So he took it out on, the 12 in the city of New Orleans. And for the most part, that's how it went in the city of New Orleans. And we, as the citizens, and on the local level, we levied for laws to be enacted to where you couldn't be a police officer and live outside of the city. What that did was if you was NOPD, you had to live within New Orleans. So New Orleans real small. If you did an act like this, it was consequences and repercussions you was gonna have to face. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you don't see these type of issues on a widespread scale like that in New Orleans. Now you might see it in the outside, the suburbs of New Orleans, but inside of New Orleans, you don't see this like that, like talking about it. If they unalive somebody, 9 times out of 10 inside of New Orleans is justified. They're not going to just do this to innocent people because there's consequences and repercussions you're going to have to face. We can't sit back and wait on the justice system. We can't sit back and wait on the police to investigate the police. We got to be willing to take a stand for something, because if we don't, we're going to fall for anything.
Hey, let me go to Not a Black. My sister, same mama, same daddy. She been ignoring my phone calls. I don't know what's up with that. I was gonna go hunt her down the other day. I was gonna call my niece, call my brother-in-law. I was gonna call everybody in the house because I don't know what's up with her ignoring my phone calls. But hey, Pandemus, it's her fault that you ain't got that info too. I'm gonna put you on the big screen, my sister. What you got to say? Because I know you got a mouthful. Go ahead.
It is my fault that the people haven't gotten their trips. I do apologize. I will be sending those out today. But as far as what we can do, well, first, let's talk about the video. Because I watched it. I mean, I analyzed it. I went up and through it. The first thing that woman said when she hesitated, they were out there a long time. he was pissed off that he was out there a long time. When she came to the door, the first thing she said was, "Please don't hurt me." Um, she was obviously going through something mentally. Um, she was obviously some sort of believer in God, because all she kept saying was, "Please God, please God, please God." They went in her house. They asked her for her ID. I don't know why. Let's just say they needed that for the report, whatever. The pot was on. He said something about the pot being on. I don't know
Right.
why. Somebody else said that. I don't know why the officer the only officer whose body camera is on, let's talk about that. Only one officer's body camera was on before the shooting. Why he didn't go turn the pot off? Because he took a step to do it. He let her get up and go turn the pot off. Cool. She turned the pot off. She grabbed 2 pot holders. She put the pot in the sink. You hear her turn on the water. You hear all this. So at the time, when she lifted it back out and put it on the edge of the sink piece of the counter, he said they stepped back. And she said, "Oh, where you going?" And he says, "Oh, we don't want you coming at us with that hot water." And she say, "Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." He said, "What?" She said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And I didn't take that. I just don't understand how he took that and he said, "No, you won't. I will shoot you in your effing face." And did it. She literally threw her hands up and said, "I'm sorry," and ducked. As she's doing this, he is closing in on her. People who are afraid kill me closing in. She does not, if you zoom up, she does not have the pot in her hand. She has the pot holders in her hand, and her hands are up. He closes in on her. She comes up a little bit, and as she's going back down, the pot falls, and he shoots her 3 times. One apparently went through her eye. I know that because the cop that stayed and held her face said that to the paramedics. After he shoots this woman, he tells his partner, "She's done. That was a headshot."
Right.
Yeah, because he said he was going to get his med pack.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
He said, "I don't want you to waste a med pack."
now you can hear the death rattle that she's having. So, and you can see that second police officer is taken aback. But they have a code. So he got to act in tow. He goes over with nothing but gloves on. He grabs like one of her towels or her pot holder and is holding her face. You hear her gurgling. And he said, "Man, he needs to hurry up. Where he at?" As he's sitting there, holding this woman's face as she's having the death rattle. This other dude, when his body cam is shown that he turned on after he shot her, this man is out there lollygagging. And then when he does come in with the other cops, including his boss, he says, I'm not gonna waste my med kit, and throws it on the ground. His partner is still holding this woman's face with a towel that belongs to the woman's kitchen. The supervisor, the chief, whoever he is, he says, "Where's the gun?" Oh, he chuckled. Oh, there is no gun. She had some boiling hot water. Do you want me to give you?
The sergeant looked at him like, "What the? Are you serious?"
He looked at him so crazy that the dude said, "You want me to give you the rundown?" He said, "Not right now." Because it sounded crazy. He's sitting there trying to justify it to the other cop. Look where the water is. Well, it's water. It's not going to stay in one spot. But she didn't throw that pot at you at all. This man, you watch that. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to stop. You watch that cop that's holding her face have a moment when he went back to his car. He was shook by what happened. You hear that other cop who shot her lie. to his
Right.
supervisor. You see him call her a crazy effing B
Yeah,
to
Right.
the
yeah.
other cops.
Oh,
And
we gonna look at that video.
and he is unbothered by it. The other cop is at his car, shaking, crying, wiping his hands with Clorox wipes.
This
But
murderer could care less.
the murderer, he wanted to do it. He was like, "Ooh, I finally got my justified. I finally got my murder." Because in a cop's mind, they have no reason to think they're going to go to jail. They have no recourse when they killed our babies. They bust in a house, and I want to say I don't remember if it was Detroit or Milwaukee, and shot a sleeping child. They killed
About
Tamir
nine.
Rice. They
My,
do
my,
this to us all the time with
but
no
sis,
recourse.
you know, this was our life growing up. How many times I wake up with guns in my face as a child?
Don't yeah, look.
You understand? So when I say this shit got me vexed, hey, let me go to Cap 10K, my sister. But go ahead and finish your thoughts.
Oh, well, all I want to say is when we start talking about what we gonna do, what we gonna do. I mean, how many times we gonna have this conversation? If we don't get foot soldiers out there to protect our people, like the brother said, she should have been able to call family. Well, right now in this moment, if somebody was prowling around my house, my brothers are 40 minutes away, both of them. My husband is not here. He's working. I should be able to, as a US citizen who pays taxes, I should be able to call the police and not think I'm going to get shot for saying I rebuke you. That's just a fact.
When you say something stupid to me.
And as far as well, what I think should happen is black men need to, in every city, they need to incorporate some type of business similar to what the Black Panthers did. We have way too many open to carry states. In Missouri, we are open to carry state. Period. We need to start showing up, walking around, patrolling our own neighborhoods, not only for the cops, but for the little niggas that's out there killing our other the good people. It's time for us to stop relying on other communities to take care of us. And it's also time for us to stop having these conversations with no action.
That's right.
Hey, I
I
just
say,
sure I let everybody watching and everybody on the panel know that I raised this individual. I just want y'all to know that.
One more thing, my brother. One more thing I want to say, and then I'm not going to say nothing else. I
No.
watched.
Hey,
I was on the
my
call.
sister,
I was
talk
on the
as
call
much as you
for
want to. Just make sure.
44,000 black women raised money for Kamala Harris. 55,000 black men, and they raised 1.2 million. 55,000 black men raised 1.3. Now let's keep it real. I don't know what type of black people y'all are on this panel, but me, I am a black American, and I put black America before everything. Kamala Harris is not black like me. She is a biracial, half Jamaican, half Indian woman. I have no problem with that. I don't care who vote for her. I don't care if she win. I have no problem with that. But we won't get any policies out of her. I guarantee you for all that money we raise.
You
But
know,
why can't we do that for us? We raised two something million, $2.5 million for her for no policy
Shame.
just because we so scared of Trump,
Shame.
but we can't raise that for us?
Shame.
Ridiculous. That's all.
hey,
Shame.
the truth is the
Shame.
truth, sister.
Hey, let me
Shame.
go to my man, my brother from another captain, the Gaulle, Gabor. But you already know, Cap, before you say anything, I gotta hit this button.
Of running this shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Go ahead, my brother. You there, Cap?
Right on, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. DM mother effing G. What's cracking, man?
Hey,
What's
man,
cracking? Oh,
this
this
stuff
topic.
got me pissed, bro.
Oh, brother. You and me alike. Uh, man, it's so much. Uh, where do you start with this thing? Um, what the sister was saying is we should be able to rely on brother. I agree. And as you know, like I know, in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, we are those brothers. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we say what the Bible says is for us to come together as a people, not for the better, but for the worse. Look at what is continually happening to us. It ain't like this no one time incident. It just has never stopped. The oppression, the unaliving, you understand? None of it just hasn't stopped since we've been here. And I just can't understand why our people are so comfortable with being joined with these people. We can't see that Martin Luther King's idea, that was a mistake. That was a big mistake. He even said it after he was talking about it. It was a mistake to join together with these people. Look at what's happening to us now that we are. To think that she had some mental issues and your thing was to put a bullet in her dome, that don't add up. That does not add up. People with mental issues need mental help. They need some sort of facility, not a gun. To even now, I can see how they're going to play, on this situation, right? Because you notice they're charging here with first degree murder.
Third
It's
degree.
always the
Third
third.
degree murder. Yeah,
Oh, I thought
basically
they said
manslaughter.
first.
Nah, it's third degree.
Oh,
I thought it was two
oh,
counts
okay.
of first degree and one account of like assault or some
Oh,
shit.
Yeah,
they
that's what
gave
I
him
thought.
five.
Maybe they
They
upped
gave
it.
him five
I'll check
charges.
into it. I'll check into it. So if y'all
Yeah,
right, then that's all good. But
yeah. Double check that because I
Yeah,
thought I
that's
thought
hey,
they
five
said
charges.
first degree.
hey, one of the mods, if y'all can check that check that for me. See if he got third degree or first degree murder charge.
Yeah, because I think it was damn, what is that here right there? I think it was first degree. Okay, but yeah, double check it for us so we can be clear. Um, this is my thing. It's always hard to prove first degree murder when it comes to the police. That's why
First
none of
degree.
them.
First degree.
Yeah, that's what first degree, right? That's why none of them ever go to prison behind it because it's hard to prove that they came out there with the intention to do something. Because look at how he was talking to her. Hey, just let me see your ID and then we'll get out your way. That's how he was talking. Turn the pot off. So we don't want to start a fire while we're here. The cop was expressing concern. That's what they're going to say. So when she turned around and said, when he turned, she grabbed the pot and then they bagged that one bagged up, right? The one that was kind of closest to her, the one had the body cam on. He bagged up and she said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And then he turned around and said, what do you, she said, what do you think I'm going to do? Throw it on you? And then he said, absolutely. That's what the one with the body cam on. I believe that was one with the body cam said that. And so I can see how they're going to play on that as if she, was saying that in a threatening manner. Now you and I know that when she said, "Oh, damn, what you think I'm gonna throw it on you?" You know what I'm saying? We know that doesn't mean I will throw this pot on you. She was saying like, "Why would you think I'm gonna throw this water on you? You just asked me to cut it
Stupid.
off." Exactly. That's how we know it. But they're gonna play it as if that was some sort of threat. And
Yeah,
then
he
you can
is. They
see,
gonna twist it and be like,
yeah,
they gonna say this is what he going. This the only thing that he could say that will be logical for him to say is that usually when, from my experiences, when somebody says something like that and they got a pot of water in their hand, they're gonna throw it on you because they're gonna, it's like baptizing, like doing away with the spirit with holy water. That's the only thing he can say that will make sense to motherfuckers, like, you feel me,
So
type
like
shit.
so when she said I rebuke you, you thinking he gonna
Right,
say
yeah,
right,
I got
right.
you.
Oh, they definitely gonna twist that. Oh, they gonna
We,
twist
we,
that.
Mhm.
we got Jay
That's the
Fact
only,
on the panel.
that's
We
the
gonna
only
Yeah.
logical thing.
we gonna
That's
get
the
to
only,
him
But
as
but
soon as Cap wrap up.
all right, but it's
Oh,
like,
okay.
at the point where he told her he was gonna shoot her in the face, and she threw her hands up and was like, "I'm sorry." After he shot her, after that, to me, that's premeditated murder
I
all
was about
day
to say,
long.
didn't that be premeditated when he said, "I'll shoot you in your effing face," and did it?
right, right.
No, no,
Right.
no, this is what I say. I think they're gonna twist it. Is it because it wasn't That's not premeditated. What
Yeah,
they're
it's in
gonna
the
say
moment.
that
Let's
they're
talk
gonna they're gonna
about
say premeditated is where you came with the intent to
Right.
do something. But
well, of course the
they're going to
Packers have
say
guns.
they're, yeah they're going to
Hey,
say
let's let
that
Cap wrap
because of
up,
her.
and I'm gonna get to Jay Facts. Go ahead, Cap.
Okay, no sweat. I'll make it quick. But this is what I'm saying. I think they're gonna do is they're going to turn around and say saying rebuke in the name, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. They're going to say that was some sort of threat, and then they're going to follow up with that by saying, "See, she said, what do you think? I'm going to throw it at you." And she grabbed the pot. They go because the officer said turn it off. So they gonna say he just meant to turn it off. They didn't mean to pick it up and grab it, and then start walking towards the officers. That's what they're gonna do, like they always do. They twist everything, and they always got some a small lie, and they twist the story. So in no way, shape, form, or fashion should this even be a topic right now. This sister should not be gone at the hands of this devil because she did not. Listen, Al Green survived a hot pot of grits. So you don't think that police officers that are military trained can turn around and survive and duck some hot water? Come on, man.
Hey,
I,
Cap.
And
I do believe.
especially, especially if
My,
you
my,
see it
my,
coming, you can
my old
sidestep that
man
shit.
survived a hot pot of grits and a hot pot of water.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like this is
So,
insane to me. To
hey
where
man,
you think
this
the
is
first thing you think to do was unleash your weapon on this sister over some hot water.
he
And
wanted
even if you
to
did,
kill her.
yeah, even if you did think she was being sarcastic with what she said, and even if you did think that she was threatening with what she said, why wouldn't you turn around? Okay, man, put the pot down. You know what I'm saying? And come on now, not
But
fire
this,
that
hey,
weapon.
Cap,
This was insane.
if I
Go,
may,
go ahead,
she
brother.
said, "I'm sorry," and put her hands up
Yeah,
before he
yeah,
screamed the trigger.
yeah, and duck. So she wasn't being threatening at all. But I do see how they're going to try to twist it, how the prosecutor is going to try to twist it. And let me say this, and then I'm gonna land. I'm gonna let the other brother speak. This is why since 1969, the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana has been teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that we need to separate from these people completely. And I ain't talking about going nowhere, moving from no Africa. You know what I'm saying? Moving to no Africa. We got to turn around and take our spirit out of this place. We just celebrated America's independence. And look at what this shows you that black people still don't have none. This sister didn't even have the independence to be frightened, thinking that someone was coming into her home. She very well could have heard something. It may have been a dog, any doggone thing. She may have heard something outside. That's possible. That's possible. But no way should she have lost her life like this. You understand? And what we've been teaching is it's only going to get worse. They're not going to lighten up. I don't care how many churches you go to on Sunday and how many Jesuses you call on. And this is something that you got to start understanding. In COVID-19, the preachers, there was a bunch of them that passed away due to COVID-19. They claimed all you had to do was just plead the blood of Jesus over everything and everybody, and you'll live. It didn't work. This sister called on Jesus, and it didn't work. We got to turn around and realize, man, that religious mumbo jumbo that we've been taught does not work. That stuff does not work, man. Rebuking somebody in the name of Jesus does not work. That don't work. And I ain't saying this against the sister at all. I ain't been saying nothing negative to her or towards her. I'm just saying for our people to finally, for once, see that none of that religious mumbo jumbo stuff's work. It doesn't work. and we got to take our spirit out this place. Now, I wonder how
Yeah,
many people are gonna get ready to celebrate the next holiday
that's what
while
I
this is
say.
happening.
Motherfuckers
Who
say
who,
how
who gonna celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving? Who gonna celebrate the next set of holidays when we sitting here talking about all of the oppression that we are suffering at the hands of these people? Who's gonna follow their holiday next? Who gonna
that's why I
celebrate next?
say. At the end of the day, you want to know how things going to change, man. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Just a different way of going about it. The all changes start in the household first. Niggas gotta reprogram themselves, man. At the end of the day, know what I mean, certain people gotta allow other people, know what I mean, as the same people to do shit for them. Know what I mean, people gotta appreciate people. Know what I mean, people definitely gotta make sure that the children right now is being brought up the correct way. Know what I mean, or the cycle gonna keep repeating. Know what I mean, niggas running around. Know what I mean, us. You know what I mean? For the most part, I ain't saying no individual person. You know what I mean? But most motherfuckers sitting up back here in the back chats arguing and whatnot with each other day in, day out. You know what I mean? Niggas ain't teaching the kids, none of that shit. You feel me? Whatever the fuck it is you think you know gonna die with you at the end of the day. And your children gonna continue to savage it. Know what I mean? Because you made it that way. Know what I mean? Stop blaming that shit on the people. I mean, at the end of the day, we live in another people's land. Know what I mean? Not another people order. Know what I mean? Grant that. Know what I mean? But y'all gotta stop being niggas for the sake of being niggas just because a motherfucker told you was a nigga. The fuck is wrong with y'all?
You know what? I'm gonna add on to
Hey,
that because
hold up, Anu. I gotta get the J Facts right quick. J Facts.
Probably good.
What's your thoughts on this, man?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, all this shit gonna turn political in a couple days. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah, that man, I'd be surprised if they let him walk away after doing that shit. To be really honest with you, I'm not sure, and I know you stay hip to current events, but I'm not sure if you know who.
You went out for a second, bro.
Can you hear me, Ken?
We can hear you now. You went out for a little bit.
Yeah, I was saying I'm not sure if you know who Kyle Carosa is. You know who he is?
I heard that name.
Yeah. He worked over at Cartoon Network, animator. And he had something like 16 terabytes. I don't know if you know what that is, bro. I know you know what a gigabyte is. I know. I'm pretty sure everybody knows.
My wife is vice president of IT at the company she works at. So
That's dope. All right, so say less. This man has had 16 terabytes of data, child pornography, in his possession. He quite literally owned that, and he tried to resist arrest when they were seizing him, and they tased him. Now, this is a fat, overweight, feasibly bigger than the woman that was shot guy, and they were able to tase him and subdue him. Right now, why am I bringing this up? This man was tased in the midst of them actually going to apprehend him for a crime that he committed. Right. They went to actually apprehend him for a crime that he committed. However, they were supposed to be there for a wellness check for this sister. She called them for their help. And instead of them approaching with as lethal an approach as humanly possible, I'm talking about remove all lethality from the equation. It shouldn't have been lethal in even the slightest, in the most minute way. They approached it with force, yet and still. Why was there even two officers present? Why did there need to be two officers present in this woman's home? Bro, I'm 6'1", 295 pounds. I'm a huge fucking guy, linebacker, defensive tackle. And I've called to make reports about shit going on in my neighborhood, live in a gated community. And one cop came to make the report at my door. One. This woman called for help. And they shot her down in cold blood in her house. Now, I'm not about to sit here and pontificate about the solutions to this problem and all that bullshit. One thing I know for a fact, it's impossible to look at this situation and not judge it on the merits of the fact that that woman was murdered in cold blood in her own home after calling for help. She clearly, quite clearly, was going through something mentally or otherwise. And instead of them approaching that woman with a sense of gentleness, even if you had to escalate a bit, tase the woman, subdue, whatever you got to do, you decided to shoot and kill her. And what's crazy is anybody to say that he didn't have the intent of this shit not being premeditated is a fucking liar. Is a liar. He quite literally stated before he drew his gun that he was going to shoot her in her fucking face.
That's what the bastard said.
That's quite literally, definitively premeditated. He said he was going to shoot her in the face.
That'll be considered in court.
Fam, don't listen to me. I don't care what you're talking about right now. I didn't cut you off when you was talking, King. Please let me rock.
Go ahead, bro.
Not only did he say he was going to shoot her in the fucking face, when he reached for his weapon, she dropped to her knees, put her hands up, and said, "I'm sorry." Here's what's interesting about this whole premeditated shit. Niggas sitting here becoming law professors suddenly, right? In some of these states, nigga, self-defense is such a loophole to jump through. It's impossible that 9 times out of 10, you still gonna go the fuck down even if you're defending yourself. They want you to react in the split second of whatever attack is happening towards you for you to be able to claim self-defense. But you telling me him outright saying out his mouth he's going to shoot this woman. He fully had the intent to shoot this woman in her fucking house because she said something about her fucking faith rebuking him. Maybe I don't know what the definition of premeditate is. I'm gonna sit down and fucking Google this shit to make sure I'm not fucking tripping here. That one was killed in cold blood, bro. I'm not going to sit here and pontificate about what the fuck happened. One thing I do know is that nigga needs to do jail time, period, point blank. Fuck losing his job. Fuck frivolous lawsuits. He needs to be in fucking jail. And what happens to him behind bars, if they don't protect him, is on him. That nigga needs to be in jail. There's no excuse. There's no explanation. This shit doesn't need to be fucking politicalized and none of that shit. A black woman was killed in cold blood in her own house, saying she's sorry
after calling for fucking help. Look, I'm gonna go to King Naga, and this is, I'm going to King Naga first, but this is for everybody because this is another question. Cap and Anoop can speak to this along with me, and if my sister was still on the panel, she could too, being that we are here in St. Louis. So I've experienced this firsthand. Now, I grew up in Berkeley, poor as it gets. It wasn't nothing for you to see a roach crawling out my shoe. That's a fact. It wasn't nothing for you to see me and my uncle and one of my partners walking to the church on Evergreen to get a box of food, because that's what it was sometimes, especially when it was just me, my uncle, and my grandmother in the house. My point in bringing that up is this. I've been stopped by the police out at Northwest Plaza. And I'm talking about they tore my car or my cousin's car or whoever I was riding with car apart. And when they couldn't find nothing, they still locked our black ass up on some BS. And I remember those days vividly. Now, here's what it's juxtaposed to. I live out in O'Fallon, Missouri now. Niggas been leveled up a little bit, trying to get the kids in a better educational situation, and it's different. I actually did some things. Like I drove around in the Lexus with a bad light for months. Got pulled over about 3 times. Got a warning. That would not have happened in my old neck of the woods out in North County, North City, etc. I'm telling you for a fact it wouldn't have happened. I got pulled over a couple of months ago. Matter of fact, I still got to pay the ticket. Car wasn't registered. I'm riding around on out of date plates about a month. I actually had the paperwork where I had got my inspection and all of that. I wasn't on my way to the license place, but I was planning on going in the next couple of days, and I'm telling him that, but he still had to give me a ticket. Now, y'all know, Anoop, Cap, my sister, y'all know if I was in North County or North City, I might have had a situation. Is this a situation where we dealing with a race issue, or is this a situation where we dealing with a money issue? Because since the money went up and the location changed, I get treated a lot better than I did when I was broke. You feel me? Is it, or is race still the main component? Is green the color that we got to trip off of, or is it still the same as it always been? And
it's both. It's yo. I'm gonna be real with you, King. It's both. It's both. And and this is coming from a nigga. I'm not bragging.
They facts. I'm gonna get right back around to you. I want to start with King Naga, and then I'm gonna work my way back around.
Absolutely.
I would say it's your status that increase, and you're in a different location. Because I experienced the same thing moving from New Orleans to Baton Rouge. It's like in New Orleans, man, no matter what I was riding in, if I was riding fly, I got stopped. So I got rid of the fly car. We got me an old family station wagon, no tent, no rims, no nothing. Still was getting stopped and harassed, you know what I'm saying, regardless of the fact. But I moved to Baton Rouge, man. I drive a full F-150 Harley Davidson edition, man. But the tail light been out on it for months. I ain't been stopped yet, and I haven't been stopped in the inside of Baton Rouge one time since I've been out here. You know what I'm saying? So it has something to do with both. You know what I'm saying? It's a status issue and a location issue. So both of those factors play a role. You know what I'm saying? And it just is what it is, bro. We got to be vigilant all the time and know who we dealing with because it goes back to how you carry yourself as well. You know what I'm saying? Because when I walk by police now, I speak to them. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? I treat them like they're human, and I get treated the same way in return. So not to say that's gonna be the case for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my demeanor come off different now. You know, since I'm in a better place, I'm in a better location.
Got you. Ruger the Lion, what you say?
Yeah, I agree with King Naga. Like I know that to be a fact. I mean, like type shit. Where I'm from, I mean, the police didn't typically come in the projects, you feel me? But they played the outer skirt. So whenever a motherfucker left up out of there, they boom, right on you. Type shit, you feel me? But I mean, I've been back and forth, I mean, in my lifetime. I definitely see the difference, I mean. So it's a status thing, you feel me? Yeah, it's a status, it's both, like you were saying, at the end of the day. It's status and location.
A new Kakarot, talk about it.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you, ain't shit changed. Nothing. Ain't nothing fucking changed. And status only gives you the illusion of inclusion. That's what that does. Ain't nothing changed. That's why we had ancestors with whore bottom shoes and three-piece suits hanging in trees like Christmas tree ornaments. Because it don't fucking matter how you dress. It don't matter how you talk. It don't matter. But the fact is that this is a genocidal regime. It is a genocidal regime, and until we talk about the big pink elephant in the room, we're never going to get nowhere. We need to disbar and disband the Fraternal Order of Police because it is a direct conflict with the U.S. Constitution. We already got labor unions. We don't need a Fraternal Order of Police. They had a Fraternal Order of Police and take an oath to themselves to protect themselves. That's what the Constitution for. We don't need the Fraternal Order of Police. So this is a never ending cycle. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people all the time, man, go look at the history of the police force. Why you think most of them police force are ran by the Irish? The Irish are the same people who was given foreman jobs to watch the slave. They were poor whites and they was treated just like niggas. and they gave the Irish them foreman jobs. Why you think when police die, they be playing bagpipes and shit? Ain't nothing changed. Let's stop playing this game with them. There ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed, bro.
Captain K, what you say?
Man, the brother took my words out of my mouth. And when he said illusion of inclusion, I was gonna say the same thing. We think that your status matters here. Man, some of the most wealthiest people amongst our people get racially profiled too. You got them coming out with videos and things like that, and Tyrese can't even shop at a Home Depot and all kind of stuff going on, man. Like we got to stop thinking that we're actually included here in this place.
Yes.
So the brother was correct. You understand? He was also correct about the Irish being the police and them oppressing them. He's correct about that too. You understand? So I have to agree that it has nothing to do with your status. You understand? You can get oppressed anywhere, right? No matter what job you do, where you work at. I mean, man, I got so many incidents and stories of that. Me myself, I'm not a criminal at all. In the truth, keeping all the laws, the statutes, commandments of the Most High, and keeping the laws of the land. I goes to I forgot what that airport is, St. Louis Airport over in Cahokia, and it was a devil in front of me. And when he looked back and saw that it was a naker about to pull into the gate, he gets out of his truck and asks me, "Where in the hell am I going?" That's what he asked me.
Oh wow.
That's what he asked me. Now here I am. I'm minding my business, going to take care of my business. And I said, "Oh, who are you talking to?" "Oh, I'm talking to you, man. Where the hell you going?" I said, "Dude, would you hurry up and get out the way so I can go do what I gotta do?" "Oh no, hell no, no, not here, not until you tell me where you." I said, "Man, who the hell you? You know it's a lot worse than that. You already know how I get. Who the
Right,
hell
right,
you
right.
talk? Try to keep it clean for your show." You understand?
No,
So
no
then
doubt,
he
no doubt.
turned. So then when he turned around and cast a slight threat, I told him. I said, "Dude, I'll get out this truck and I'll whoop your ass all across this field." He turned around and said, "Oh, come on, fucking do it. Yeah, the camera's right here." I said, "The camera's gonna see me go to work on you." His wife was in the car. She had called the police the whole time. Right? Police get there. One cop is understanding of the story that I told. The other cop tried to come and get tough. You understand? The cop got in front of me as I was telling him. I said, "Hold on, who you talking to?" I tell the cop this, because now the cop bucking up trying to get tough. And I said this to the officer. And he said, "Hold on, man." I said, hold on, man. Just calm down, man. He's off. He's out of his mind. He said something like he's out of his mind, out of his head, something like that. He said, "Don't even worry about it. Just get in your vehicle and go." That's what the other one said. The one that I told, because they split us up. He went, talked to the crazy one that was amped up and turned up like him, and the one that was, saying cool about the situation and understood where I was going. I explained to him where I was going and what I was doing. He said, "Oh, okay." He saw it. And I said, "This man is blocking me. You can't do that. You can't block someone. You can't prevent someone from going anywhere." And like I said, I'm actually handling official business. And this dude is stopping me. You can't do that. And that one officer knew that. You can't hold someone hostage. You can't do that. You can't prevent someone from going anywhere, especially when they haven't committed a crime. They haven't done anything against you or said anything to you. You understand? First thing he didn't understand was he was on camera approaching my vehicle. That's what he didn't understand. And he didn't care because he was white. So it don't matter about no status, man. It don't matter about you, having money. I'm in a nice truck. You know what I'm saying? I'm handling. I've been owning my own business since 2006. That don't. None of that matters, man. They don't care nothing about none of that. You are still a naked to them. That's why he said what he said about the sister, because it's a naked. There's a video. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick, and I'm gonna land with this. There was a a drunk white woman. I've been on YouTube watching people steal out of Walmart and people drunk and all kind of stuff. This white woman took right in front of the police, drove over the curb, smashed between a damn brick, a brick wall and a tree. And the police approached the vehicle. Ma'am, stop! Turn the car off. Turn it off. Give me the keys. No, I got to go to work in the morning. Give me the keys. They're going back and forth with her, showing her so much mercy and being so very, very patient. Like what they was not doing to this sister. Oh, it matters about race. It absolutely matters about race. Status don't mean this was a hillbilly. This was a hillbilly white woman that was drunk out of her mind. And it took the officer about 10 minutes to pull her out of the vehicle. Took about 10 minutes. He kept saying, we're going to snatch you over this seat if you don't get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. So very, very patient. But wasn't patient with this sister and this pot of water. You understand? And they're never patient with our people. Let that had have been a nigga that smashed his car into a doggone tree and a brick wall. And he was subject to get shot on the spot, especially doing a turn in front of the police. They're going to say, hey, I thought I was going to get hit by the car. Thought they was trying to run me over. Oh, yeah, they would have justified themselves if shooting a brother or a sister. Like I said, I just don't understand why people don't understand it. It has everything to do with race. They don't care about your money. Look at Michael Jordan. He got a lot of money. And guess what? They discriminated against him. They was racist against him. A lot of brothers got money. A lot of sisters got money. What's her name? The damn prosecutor, Kim Gardner. Oh my God. Should I go into the story of Kim Gardner? You been following that, DOG?
Yeah, don't go into the story.
Here in St. Louis.
Don't go into the story. Don't
You
go
are
into the story.
come on, man. Come on. Can I say one thing about that? They
Go
turned
ahead.
around and gave that sister her fellow co-workers in the office downtown sent her death threats to her house and said, if we had known that you was gonna be this much trouble, we would have picked our own goddamn cotton. That's what they said to her. And they sent this sister death threats with their names and return addresses on the envelopes. So I don't see what people see. I don't see why we aren't making our way to separate from these folks. Like, I just don't get it, man. But go ahead, bro.
No doubt. J Facts.
Yeah, King. Yeah, it's simple for me. It's both. It's both money and race plays a part in it. Because I'm not gonna pretend like I don't see the difference between these motherfuckers, how they treat me versus how they might treat somebody else. But I still get treated the same way depending on the circumstance. So if he have a bad day with his wife, maybe she ain't giving no pussy the night before. But at the end of the day, I think it was Kanye West that said it best, even though I like the way Jay-Z said it. Even if you in the Benz, you're still a nigga in the coupe. So
That's
it's both.
facts. That's facts. Not a black, same mama, same daddy.
I like the delusion of inclusion. Right now. I'm reading a book called "A Black Bourgeoisie," and it talks about since even before Black people were freed from enslavement. They've always strived for this status to make them think that white people will respect them more. They don't.
Mm.
They just don't have as much animosity out in their neighborhoods as they do in the Black community. When a white cop is policing the Black community, just like somebody said, it was 2 cops in there. My brother, you said 1 cop came in your house. Why? Because they over police the Black community. It's always a cop riding up and down the street in Berkeley. You know, when we were growing up,
Facts.
always. We saw how county took over Kinlock. They will over police you until you complain. Then they'll pull out, and then the lowest of the low of that neighborhood will take over. Look at Kinlock. Look at Berkeley right now. Look at it. These places have what was once a thriving Black community in Missouri, the first one of its kind. doesn't even exist anymore. That is so sad. And nothing was done. Nothing was done. Conversations were had, but nothing was done. We allow people to come into our communities, open businesses that only sell to us. These, here in North County, my brother, it's a million St. Louis fish and chickens and Miami grills and New York grills and beauty supplies and Chinamen, not Chinese food stores, but Chinamen, food deserts everywhere, over policing in certain neighborhoods. But out there with you, it's a completely different world. Completely different. You never see a cop. Even where I live, cops can't come in my subdivision. I'm tucked off. Cops literally cannot come in my subdivision unless called. And when they come, unless it's something, super violent, only one cop is coming to my neighborhood. Because we have rules over here where we don't allow over policing. But other people who don't have these particular HOAs and all of this, they don't have that privilege that comes along with it. But anyway, your status doesn't matter though, because my husband never lived in the hood, grew up in a 2-parent household. Everybody is college educated with multiple degrees. But when he leaves, he has been harassed several times. No more than any other. I mean, around the same crap that any other black man would go through. What you doing driving this? What you doing? Like the brother said, he have businesses. He's educated, drives nice cars, lives in a nice house. None of that matters. Because when they see you, they just don't see that. When they got a chip on their shoulder, they want you to knock it off. Period. Status will never matter. Like I said, since Black people were, even before then, we could talk about the free Blacks that were around. Well, we can just talk about in New Orleans. I think somebody on the panel said they were from there. The free Blacks in New Orleans, they had status, but they were not free from oppression, racism, judgment, discrimination. It's just never going to happen. No matter how much we strive to be accepted into this system, it's always going to be that, and it's always usually the poor. The poorer the white person, the more racist they are. And
right.
one of the gentlemen also said something, touched on the origins of policing. The origins of policing in itself should make the Black community come together and start policing themselves. The police wouldn't exist if Black people were still enslaved. And it definitely wouldn't have existed or been formed in the way that it was, because the badge carriers beforehand were catching slaves. They had badges.
Not a Black, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna repeat it again. I raised that individual. No, not a Black. Same mama, same daddy, but big brother raised. A1, aka the Sauce. What's up, brother?
What's up? How y'all feeling today?
You got it, man. Talk about it.
I think everybody pretty much cleared it up for me. I think it's really an abuse of authority. We definitely are targeted. I want to say profile. I think that's a better word for it. Status will never matter because they don't care how good you're doing in life. They don't know what you're reading in your off time when they're not pulling you over. I don't even know. People think that matters. It doesn't. I think that would make you more of a target if they knew that you had some money and you were a successful Negro in the system. But they do pick on the poorest people. It seems like I'm fighting a civil suit. I'm filing a civil suit right now against the police in my city. I do this shit for fun. You know what I'm saying? My motto is the cops don't pick on me. I pick on police. So I started filing complaints, filing civil suits, um, getting in touch with internal affairs. Anytime I have an encounter, if they even look at me funny. And these are the steps that we need to take actually and start holding them accountable. People don't though. I mean, this is way more extreme. So it's not like if he had a bunch of complaints, he wasn't still going to shoot this woman. I didn't see the complete video. I just saw a couple clips of it. But yeah, cops are abusing their authority left and right. The system is working exactly the way it was designed to. Um, and they're keeping us in our place. And we keep saying the system is broken. We need to fix it. No, you can't. The system is not broken. The system was designed to work like this and keep us on the bottom. And it's working very effectively and very efficiently, I might add. Um, and yeah, we do need to do something about it and come together. And I pass the mic with that.
No doubt, no doubt. And
Yeah, that
so,
I want to
conversation.
go,
uh,
brother,
That's
who,
that
who, who is that?
who's that new? I want to add just, to add on what the brother was saying, you know, when it comes to this whole economy, bro, we are not. We keep saying that we are part of this. We're not. We're not. We're not a part of this thing. And there ain't nothing wrong with the system. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the system. The system works perfectly fine. It's the people controlling the system. Blaming the system is like blaming a gun for somebody dying. You know what I'm saying? The system is just a tool, and it depends on how you use the system determines, you know, the intent of it. So you know what I'm saying? When you got evil, maniacal people running the system, of course it's going to be exactly what it is. It's not the system doing it because the system actually attacks everybody. But the people who controlling it ain't using it to attack everybody. They use it to marginalize a specific group of people, and that's us.
Hey, there it is. Anybody else? Anybody else? Jump in.
Yeah, at this point, then the conversations need to stop being look what they doing and comparing and whatnot. The conversations need to be like, all right, what are we gonna do now?
The conversations need to be all those over 100,000 black people that was raising money for the soon to be president. We need to do that same thing for our communities.
Yeah, me personally, I think, and like I said this earlier in the Naga group, y'all wasn't there, but I honestly believe that this is just another political false flag operation. I do believe the carnage is real. I do believe that sister is dead. Um, these people are very diabolical. Like they will get hire actors. They will hire people to act a role, play out that role. And these people think that they're just playing the part. But when the shit really hit the fan, they're actually dying. They're actually being shot. So you never get to hear their story for them to tell you that, oh, I was just playing. I was just acting. Because they were given the mission to act, but the police was given the mission to execute. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's just all I see is this being a tool for Kamala Harris to use to gain sympathy because this was a black woman that got whacked. uh Kamala Harris is in the image of a black woman. She's not an actual black woman. She's in the image of a black woman. And they're just gonna use that shit as a political tool. The Democrats always use gun control, all of that bullshit. Then when it comes to the Republicans, they always using police, police and policies and stuff like that. They're pro police policies and stuff like that. So it's all the same shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna use that stuff to jog our energy and our emotions, and we're gonna comply. We're doing it right now. We're gonna comply to the emotion. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna feed them our emotions, and they're gonna use that shit against us. They do it every single time. Every
It's
single time they do it, and we see the carnage, we react to the carnage, and we forget about the whole thing at hand. Because for real, the whole Donald Trump being shot and all of that type of shit. All of this stuff is inclusive, man. All of this is inclusive. Y'all just watch. Just know that y'all heard Naga say it first.
I fuck with what you saying, but just to help you clean it up a little bit, like when you, because the end, you were accurate with how they spin these narratives, but then in the beginning, you jump to conclusions saying the actors are paid and this and that. And not to negate from your theory, because I don't have evidence to disprove it either. I'm just saying we don't have evidence to prove that. So when you lead with that, it automatically turns the people who are a little skeptical off. You can skip that whole part next time and just say, "Look how they spin these narratives. I believe these people are actually getting killed," and go from there. Because that shit already, when you lead with that shit like that, it just kill it for everybody. But I do agree with you. They are spinning this. They haven't put no police killings on the news, and it's been a lot. It's been shit going on. But when they know when to use them when it's time. You know what I'm saying? And she is going to be. She's the George Floyd of the moment. Not to what's the word I want to use? Not to take anything away from what happened. Rest in peace to her, and my condolences to her family. This shit's sad that it keeps happening over and over.
Yep.
And I don't want to sound numb to it, but at this point, I think we all are a little bit. But and I was just trying to help you out, Noggin. I wasn't disagreeing with anything you were
No,
saying.
you're totally correct. Like I said, I agree with you saying because I don't have no evidence to prove that it was false flag or she was an actor. But I can say that I've seen a lot of political false flag operations from this country, and it always seems like it's the same MO. It's
It
always
is.
seems
It
like
is.
it's the same thing every single time. Sandra Bland, Tamir Rice. It's always the same thing. It always seems to pop up around election time. It always seems to be racially motivated. It just always seems to be the case, man. So I recognize patterns. That's one
And
that we
I
like.
just did a
Is to,
podcast on the whole effing show where Kamala was speaking at Tyree Nichols' funeral and turned the whole thing into a political event, exactly like you saying right here. And I was like, how dare she come up here and try to chastise the police when she's the person who's supposed to be showing up with answers. But
yep,
instead, she shows up and tries to trigger the whole crowd and sway him for a vote
yep,
instead of saying, "Hey, this is what we're going to do, and it's not going to happen anymore."
There is big money in black rage. I
Yep.
watch so many people on social media. If you just sit back and watch the whole fresh and fit manosphere stuff, how they rile up black women. If you go to these white supremacy pages, I'm on TikTok a lot. I do TikTok mostly. And live on TikTok is a whole different breed. I told you my brother to get over there. But on TikTok, because you have generations from the boomers all the way down to these kids. So unlike this panel where it's controlled, and everybody's probably around the same age and we're all like-minded, on TikTok anybody can get in on those conversations, and then you will see black people come in to rage bait their very own people. But it's so much money in setting up a live that says Sonya Massey deserved it. You
yep,
know why? Because black people are going to go into that live. We're
yep,
going to feed into it. Look how that white girl got on there and said broke ass niggas and blew up. Why? Because black people fed that. Black people came on there so enraged that you get paid big money off of your views on TikTok. I mean, if you get monetized on TikTok, that money is long. So by them going to that rage baited post, she made buku bucks off of that mug. So yeah, she got fired, but she got a few checks that's gonna hold her over until she gets her a nice, comfy little conservative job somewhere where
yep,
she can spit that hateful rhetoric, just like that chick Tommy Lauren. I mean, they make big money off of this. Even black people, you see. I mean, Candace Owens, that's my girl too.
yep.
But it's because I saw her hustle. I saw her hustle. Game recognized game, but it's so much money in attacking certain aspects of blackness. That's why when I hear somebody falling for it and not seeing the game that it is, I'm quick to call it out because it's BS.
No, sis, you cooking for real because that's the same thing I see. I see that this is going to be a big political grab bag, and everybody's going to use this to their advantage. Like that, that's what I see. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're using black people's energy. They're using your emotional energy to fuel their shit. And they expect it. They know it. They know it for a fact. They know all they got to do is X, Y, Z. You're going to say this. They know it. They know you like a book. They know you like a book. So all they got to do is do certain things and they know you're going to chime in. They know it.
Yep.
And it's like, why do we keep on giving these people the benefit of the doubt? Why do we keep on just, thinking that it's just going to be better? You know what I'm saying? It was like when that whole Mike Brown thing was popping off, and some of the black nationalists was like, man, we at war, we at war. And we at war. Y'all bought picket signs. Y'all bought signs, picket signs and stuff. Like, that's not war.
I had never seen a protest like that Mike Brown protest, and I was down there a lot. I anyway, but yeah, I agree with you. I think we have to stop leading with emotion and start leading with logic.
Yeah, let me say this because I think some people gonna get triggered by this, and it's all good because I know Kamala Harris been dominating the news, and I hear a lot of people saying this and that about her. But I was listening to Sonetta the other day, and he had a panel on, and some people kept saying, "Well, she locked up all these black people and this and that," and nobody mentioned that this woman set up programs where if you were a non-violent offender, meaning drugs, theft, etc., that you could sign up for a program where you can get your GED or high school diploma and get a trade and go right into work. If you signed up for that program, you didn't have to do jail time. Nobody mentioned that. And I'm like, so to me, I feel like we buy into a lot of rhetoric as black people. We buy into a lot of rhetoric and we just regurgitate the shit like cows and pigs and just spew it as if it's straight up solid information. So we say one end of it, she locked up people. She was a prosecutor. So yeah, okay. But then we don't mention the fact that she had programs set up for non-violent offenders, a lot of which were black people. So I just feel like we really got to start doing our due diligence before we open our mouth and talk about anything, because like we fall for the okie doke when it comes to whatever anybody put out. So I just want to throw that out there. If you feel a way, salute to you. But that's what we do as a people. We hop on anything and ride it, and we don't care where it's taking us.
It's also been debunked that she didn't lock up more black people than her predecessor. That's also been debunked. When you look at the statistics of how many people that she prosecuted or how many charges that came up and how many she prosecuted, the ethnicity and race aren't even tracked. So that was also debunked. However,
you know who told me about them stats? Your twin.
I mean, it's about voting for the best candidate, but never stop your criticism of any of them, especially as a black person, because we get promises, we never get policy and procedure. They have been tap dancing around us since 1965, and we stay believing them. And I'm talking about the voters. If you don't vote, I ain't talking to you. But I'm talking about the people that vote and the people that try to participate in this democracy/republic. We allow these people to play us every 2 to 4 years. And I'm talking from local all the way up. The presidency absolutely affects us. My biggest thing with the presidency right now is the Supreme Court. We need justices that's going to benefit us. Because right now it's pretty clear what's going on with our justices and stripping rights. And I don't care if you believe you a sovereign citizen or whatever you do. When the hammer come down, it's going to affect you, and we're going to be affected first. It's going to hurt us first and the most. That's why I participate in the democracy, and because our ancestors died for that. However, I do think every politician that is asking for my support, they got some splaining to do. I got questions. Wesley Bell came to my house, my brother, not too long ago. We have to have conversations, brother. What you doing? Did you sell out to AIPAC? Are the Republicans funding you to run against your sister that you was running with last time? I have real questions for politicians. Because if we don't ask and we just keep on, man, they don't care about us, they don't care about us, that's how it's going to continue to be. It's time to start raising these politicians. I'm so glad my daughter is into this, because I'm going to raise her up so we can get somebody that thinks like us in office.
I think that we have the funny thing is, getting black people in office is supposed to make our situation better, and I've yet to see that. It bugs me when I hear people say that our ancestors died for our right to vote. Our ancestors didn't die for our right to participate in a government that was founded on stolen lands, two-party duopoly. That's not why they passed away. They were kidnapped and brought over here and forced to work, etc. That's no. And I forgot I was going to respond to what the other brother said earlier, but I lost track of it there. But yeah, I don't think that that's why they passed away.
Nobody was killed when they was trying to go vote. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, on both sides though, and that's the thing. I'm unbiased about it. So
let me ask you
Democrats
this,
and Republicans, like we started off Republicans.
I'm not talking about Democrats or Republicans. I'm talking about black people.
Hold on,
That's what I'm
y'all.
talking about.
Let me say this because like it's a clear fact that our ancestors literally shed blood and gave their lives, so we had a choice whether or not to vote. We didn't have no choice. They literally shed blood and lost their lives, so we would have the choice to say, yeah, I'm gonna vote, or no, I ain't gonna vote. So they ain't necessarily die just so we go vote for anybody, but they definitely died so we have a choice. Like they wouldn't in them lines boycotting so our voice would be heard just for nothing. Like that, like them dogs and them water hoses and all that other, like that was for a reason. Them sacrifices was real. So if it's by virtue, yeah, we all know how we got here. I'm talking about once we was here and once it was established that we was gonna be here, our ancestors fought for the same rights and the same liberties that other people in this country had. The same rights that the clear people got, our ancestors said we deserve it too, and they literally gave their lives for it. Like that's undisputable.
When she said ancestors, I was assuming that she meant people before integration, not the people like around that time and the civil rights people.
The people
that's why I said the people, our ancestors didn't die for us to participate in a system that was founded on stolen land. Like, cause this whole system is a fraud. Like, that's why I was saying we're that's what the other brother said when he was like, well, the system is working. I'm like, we're 3/5 of a man on paper. Like, that was how it was.
Don't let that 3/5 of a man thing fool you. The 3/5 of a man, like a lot of people get that twisted. But the real thing behind the 3/5 of man is that was created to keep the enslavers in check. Because if you allow the enslaver to say the slaves that he had, these people that he had enslaved, to count as a whole person, you gave him a lot of power in these quote unquote censuses, the census and voting privileges and rights to land and all of these other things that other people, whether they was in the North or people in the South, that didn't have the same power that person had because they ain't have as many quote unquote slaves or as much property as this individual had. That's why they did that. They didn't
I
do that
agree.
to. They didn't do that to say this is not a person. They did that to take power away from those individuals. That was
Actually, the
that
Dred
was something
Scott
that was put
decision.
forth by the North. A lot of people think that was put forth by the South. They wouldn't. That was put forth by the North.
Even the Dred Scott decision reflects what I'm saying in the fact that we are property, so we couldn't vote in the first place. Like that was when they wrote the Constitution, they knew that. They gave everybody rights except for us. Like, but they're not people. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm
The
saying that this
Constitution
system
only
is
gives white men rights when it was originally written. Right, white land owning men.
you're not taking anything away from what I'm saying. You're seconding my point.
That was my point. I was
Okay. Yeah. So they gave everybody else rights and then said that we don't get any, we're property, we're not people. And that's why I'm saying the system is working exactly as it is designed to. It's and the guy was trying to say, like, well, if we get people who like if we get people in office who actually care, the system still runs the same way. Like you can't change the whole system putting
So you feel like
That's
so you
a
feel
fact.
like
Absolutely.
the amendments. So
That's
you
a
feel like
fact.
the amendments that was made didn't do us no good.
That's a very general question, and I'd just like you to be specific on which one,
I'm
and then we
talking
can break
about
it down.
amendments,
I can't answer a hasty
amendments that gave us the right to vote, amendments that gave us civil rights,
Okay, and
that turned over Jim Crow laws, etc. You don't feel like they did us any good?
okay. I look at it
It
in two
didn't.
different ways. Let me answer this question, and then I'll pass the mic if y'all feel like I'm hogging the time. But
No, go ahead.
there are two different types of people. There are people who, if you wanted to integrate into the system, then those laws are great. There are people who wanted to dismantle it because it was never for us in the first place. So they said, "Fuck that shit. We just waiting for the revolution." You see what I'm saying? So it's like I see both sides of it. I don't just, if you want to participate in this system and you want to prop up America and try to fix it, even though it's unfixable, then you would say, like, okay, these are good, and now we can participate. If you think your vote really matters and lobbyists and supreme delegates aren't controlling this shit, like the super delegates, I said supreme delegates, excuse me, like it's cool. But there are people who think that stuff, that your vote doesn't matter, that your vote doesn't really count, that it's the delegates who are really running this, that it's the lobbyists who are pulling the strings. So they would say no.
and all of that is right. I agree with you on that. There are delegates and super delegates and electoral votes. And then, just like you said about the amendments, my brother, I also agree with the brother that just said it kind of depends with the amendments. We were given civil rights when we were freed from enslavement. Did that matter? No. It took another 100 years for us to actually get them. And then think about it, amendments that they could be snatched away. We had an amendment that said abortion rights were federally protected. That's gone. Um, so things can be pulled. Just like a decision can be made, a decision can be overturned. So those are things that we have to pay attention to. That's why this project 2025 is so important and should have been discussed. But they didn't start discussing it till they knew they was gonna lose. That's a whole nother subject. But like old boy said, politics is the two sides of the same coin. It's just all about getting somebody that might do a little bit something for you. But that's why I believe in like mass reform, and I'm strictly talking about for Black people. We have to, if we're not going to be a part of this society, what are we going to do? Keep sitting in America talking about it, or we gonna buy a city? We gonna pack up and leave? What's the plan?
And I agree that politics is two sides of the same coin, because it's really mostly, I'm coming to understand that's based on perspective. I used to think a lot of things were right and wrong and black and white, and it's not like that. And I had a situation. I have a business. I had a clothing store and a jewelry store. And I was rallying for Bernie. I wanted a livable wage for everybody. And then I got to looking at my books like, dang, $15 an hour, scratching my head. Like, you know what? I don't know if I want this guy to win anymore. You see what I'm saying? But it was literally based on where I was standing and my perspective changed. So, but I passed the mic with that again. I was just agreeing with you on that, two sides of the same coin.
No doubt. Hey, do anybody want to watch the video? Is it necessary? Because I know we all seen
Yeah,
it.
man. Let's
I
watch the
haven't
full
seen it.
video because I ain't seen it. The whole video.
Okay.
My
And
brother, I think you should fast forward it to when they start knocking on the door, since all it's really showing those first few minutes is, them kind of looking around the house.
Okay. Let me go to it.
You don't know? Someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
And just left it?
Mm-hmm.
Stack right there, maybe?
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me do this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
All right. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot! Drop the
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, if you headshot, dude, you're done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot.
Can you pause it real quick?
God.
I just got a question. How did she get from the door to the stove to the sink? I'm confused.
Yeah, my brother, you gotta just start. I know the video is long, but start it like when they're knocking on the door and when she opens the door, so they can see how they come in. They're asking her for her ID, so they can kind of see her mental
Yeah,
state.
like, how did she get
Not,
there? And
not
like,
only that, not only that, when she opened the door, she asked them, "Please don't hurt me"
Hurt
at
me.
the door.
Yep.
what the heck? That's odd too. Why would you even say that? That's why I
Don't
want to see it.
Because
We should watch this from the beginning.
it's traditional for police to hurt black people. That's why she said
I
it.
heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody.
Yeah,
So.
nobody's out here. Nope. We checked the whole area.
Oh yeah,
Take
they
you so
messed
long to
up.
answer the door.
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get
I got you. All right. Is there anything else we can do for you?
No.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
All right.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. That's not your black car though. SUV. Whose is it? You don't know? Someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
And just left it.
I don't know where my ID is.
You just in that stack right there, maybe.
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me do this.
We don't need a fire while we're here.
All right. Okay. Let me see.
Let me know if y'all need me to pause it.
Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better not. I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot! Drop the
19 shots fired.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Drop the pot! Bring EMS now. We got a headshot wound to the female. Headshot wound to the female. 1078.
I was on. I'm gonna go get my kit.
No, if you headshot, dude, you're done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God. Yeah, I'm not taking boiling water in the head. And look, it's right to our feet too. God. You good? Okay. Well, I mean, you know, what else do we do? I'm not taking hot boiling water to the face, and it already reached us. They got a 52 en route? Yeah, 1078. She's still breathing, but she's losing a lot of blood from the head. I'll go get my med kit. Go get, yeah, hurry, get your med kit. I mean, there's not much we can do. We can at least try and stop the blood. She's still gasping a little bit. We got an EMS coming. House is clear. She was the only one. No, she had boiling water and came at me with boiling water. You shot her? Yeah. She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with boiling water. That's what all this is. I'm standing right here. All right. That's where she's landed.
Well, y'all heard him try to spin that lie.
I wish I didn't see that.
And
I asked for it.
It didn't even play the part where right after that part he says, "Where's the gun?" There wasn't a gun.
And
my
that's
thing
crazy.
is, why were they in the house?
Right, because their job was done.
The job was done. Once you checked the perimeter of the house and you looked around and you didn't see nobody, your job was done. Why were you in the house? Why were you asking her for her ID?
They wanted to fuck with her. That's what they when they got there and they thinking she ain't all there. Maybe she had called before, whatever the case is, because he asked her how was her mental state. She said she taking her medication. He wanted to fuck with her. Why is you asking her ID and you came to her house?
For him to ask her how was her mental state, that means that she has a record of being mental. You shot a mental person.
It's because when she opened the door, she immediately said, "Don't hurt me." They said, "Why would we hurt you?" And she was like, "Please, God, please, God, please, God." My brother, I sent you the full video.
Yeah, and that's what I said. She's saying, "Don't hurt me," because police hurt black people. Sandra Bland is dead.
She took a long time to come to the door too.
I mean, wouldn't you? Look,
Exactly.
she probably should have took
That's my
longer.
thing. She probably was wondering what else they need from me. She's already afraid because she thinks someone's outside. They didn't announce themselves either. If y'all watch that video, he just started beating on her door and was like, "Open up." He didn't even say, "Hey, it's the police," or "Why?"
That's wow. That's wild, bro.
Hey, family, check it out. Hey, I just found out YouTube take 30% of your super chats. I appreciate everybody that been donating. Shout out to all the members. We are going to be doing a raffle for the trips coming up on August the 1st. I'm going to do my first raffle. 2 people will be winning the trips. My sister can give you a little bit of insight into it, on how everything works. That information will be coming. She's going to come on, cut a quick little promo, get everybody prepared for what'll be going down. But I will be doing a raffle on August the 1st. That being said, if you want to donate to me or to the channel, I'm not mad at the super chats. If you want to keep doing that for whatever reason, keep doing it. But if you want me to get the money and get it sooner, hit that Cash App, because YouTube takes 30% off the top, and I only get it once a month. If you hit my Cash App, I get it immediately. So keep that in mind. I appreciate everybody's support. I'm not telling you how to donate, but if you do, the preferred method is Cash App, but I will take your super chat. So shout out to all the supporters and all the memberships. I'm working on my store, so them t-shirts is coming. You will get 20% off the t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, etc. It's coming along good. It's gonna be attached to the channel. So all of that is coming up in the coming weeks. Shout out to all the members. Appreciate everybody tapping in. But yeah, I'm gonna have everybody take about a minute and close out. If you got socials you want people to follow, you got something coming up, talk about it, and just give your final thoughts on the sister and what happened to her, and if you have an opinion on how we can, as a community, can start to correct this, because we can talk about it till we turn blue in the face. Until we figure out a way to end this shit, we're gonna be having a bunch of these conversations, and I'm gonna be sitting up here pissed off and wondering what the hell we can do about it. So give us your solution. I'm gonna start with Ruger the Line.
Man, at this point, you know what I mean, I think the best thing, you know what I mean, to start is for motherfuckers to come together, you know what I mean? Niggas gotta change the way they think, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. And educate the ones underneath us, you know what I mean? The ones of us that know shit, we gotta pass it along to the ones that don't know shit, you know what I mean? But we gotta change the focus. As long as the focus on whatever bullshit they banging in front of us, and we gonna stand in the position that we in at the end of the day. We just gotta change the focus. Know what I mean? Focus on us. Do for us. Know what I mean, at the end of the day, that's we start with our finances. See, people say not you're born in this system, right? So in order for you to get out of this system, you have to play the game at the end of the day. Know what I mean? So it is a status thing, but it got more to do with just where you live at and how many funds you got and shit like that. You feel me? At the end of the day, you have to understand the system that you're in. You have to understand how to play said system. You feel me? Stop crying about the shit that you know is there in front of you. Is there. We all know it's there. You feel me? Figure out a way to maneuver around that shit. Once you figure out a motherfucking way, tell the next man, know what I mean, how to go about it the same motherfucking way, and so on and so on. I mean, but we sit around crying a lot because we could place it with what we got. To keep it 100, motherfuckers don't want nothing to be different. Niggas is happy where they at, especially niggas with money. You feel me? At the end of the day, we gotta stop being so complacent with things. You feel me? Be more with action, but not emotional movement. You feel me? Logical movement.
Feel you. A1, aka the sauce. Talk about it.
Can I go last?
Sure, King Naga.
Yeah, man. It begins at home, bro. We gotta fix our family structures, man, and then from there, fix our communities and actually be neighbors like we used to be. You know what I'm saying? Because calling the police in a situation like this should have been the last resort, man. Because where I'm from, the way we was in our community, yeah, we might have been on the block doing what God knows, whatever. But as long as we was on the block, you wasn't coming and prowling around nobody's house on the block. We was putting it in check, bro. And until we start moving like that, like neighbors, you know what I'm saying, and looking out for our neighbors, we're gonna continue to face these problems because there's too many situations to where we done seen our people try to call the police for help, and this type of thing happens, man. And it's unfortunate that sister didn't do anything to deserve that. And until we start standing for something, then we're gonna keep falling for anything, man. Something gotta happen about this. If we don't get justice through the courts, we need to get justice some kind of way. Cause like you began the show talking about the name that started with a Z, you know what I'm saying, with the little young brother in Florida, there's no way he should be around. And as long as we keep letting stuff like that slide and sweeping it under the rug, then it's gonna continue to happen. And That's what it is. Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire, bro.
100%. Not a black, same mama, same daddy.
I've said everything, that I wanted to say. I just think it's going to take us to start policing our own communities, just like the brother just said, so we can figure out a way to mobilize and come together in our neighborhoods. I know some of us are, like you living on a high horse out there, but but in the neighborhoods that need it, we just need to come
Whatever.
together like the Black Panthers did and start policing our own communities. But what I do want to say, I know you mentioned the trip. I just kind of want to say something about the trips real quick. The trips are supplied by my company. They will be sent from me, not a B. The trips are complimentary vacations. Most of them are 4 days, 3 nights. We do have a few of them that are 5 days, 4 nights, 6 days, 5 nights. They're a lot of different places in the States, but we also have quite a few places overseas. If you have your passport, the only thing that you are responsible for is taxes and resort fees. And that can be anywhere from $19.99 a night to like $45.99 a night. But that is it. That is the only thing that you are responsible for. And you also have the option to pay for the upgrade to get longer times and extra vacations. If you like DMG, we can run a special. I'll give everybody that signs up for your $4.99 membership. I'll give every person that signs up between now, what's today? Wednesday. We'll give them 24 hours between right now and 9 p.m. tomorrow. Anybody that signs up for your $4.99 membership, I will give them a trip to Miami or Vegas for 4 nights and 3 days.
There you have it. There you have it. I'm gonna make a clip out of that so everybody see it on the channel. And y'all heard it here. Not a black, Vegas or Miami. $4.99 membership. Hit that button. All right.
Fourth thing, once you get the vacation, you do have up to 7 days to pay for your taxes and resort fees. However, I'll work with you. If you ain't got it right now, we ain't got to discuss it. We can talk about that on the back end. I can send those trips to you at any time. Once they're paid for, you have a year and a half, so 18 months to actually schedule and take the trip. The company just needs 30 days advance notice at least, and you will have up to 3 different resorts to choose from to stay at when you get these trips.
Now, I don't know about these other YouTube memberships. I really don't. I don't know like what kind of perks they giving, but I bet they ain't giving this kind of perk. So, hey, fuck with your boy. A1, aka the Sauce. I expect to be getting an announcement that you signed up for that $4.99 membership, my G. I know you got a pretty young thing you want to take to Miami or Vegas.
I was already planning to go to Miami, so I'm definitely about to sign up for that now. Yeah, so please shoot me that information to my inbox so I can do that ASAP. I pretty much agree with the consensus of the panel right now. I think that we do need to take a lot more action. I don't want to see no holding hands and praying. I don't want to see Al Sharpton and that we go Bob at no podium. Like this is done. That stuff's, I'm just sick of it. They've been doing it since forever, and like I say, you see what it gets us. Not much. And I can't say too much. I can't say too much on here how I really feel because I don't want to get no strikes on this video for you. I'll just leave it at that.
No doubt, no doubt. I appreciate everybody jumping on tonight. Shout out to Captain K. Shout out to my sister Not a Black. Shout out to J Fax. Shout out to my brothers at Naga. And I just wanted to get everybody thoughts because I was feeling away. That whole thing had me messed up. And just had to come and vent a little bit. So I appreciate y'all letting me do that. I'm gonna leave y'all with my actual little brother, same mama, same daddy, and one of his songs. It's called I Think I'm Connie's Son. For those not familiar with Connie's Son, he a rapper out of Cleveland. probably one of the most underrated brothers that's in the game. Y'all need to check out his music. I think he on Tidal, he on YouTube Music, Connie's son. But this is my little brother. I call him Mr. Marcus. I don't even know what his little rap name is, but this song is I Think I'm Connie's Son. I'm gonna leave y'all with that as we get ready to get up out of here. Until next time, that's peace. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Join me and the brothers in the super team and the dream team. We're going to be saying what a Christian is and what a Christian ain't. Because I hear a lot of people saying this dude was a Christian, this female was a Christian, and they did this and they did that. And it's starting to sound like it's a lot of people that don't really know what a Christian is. And it ain't just, I say I'm a Christian, and that's the end of it. Like it got to be some action behind that thing. And just like anything else, you can't say I'm an atheist and then go to church and start praying to God, right? So it's some action behind a statement you make or a claim you make. And we're going to get down to that tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on Paradigm Shift TV 314. So again, y'all heard it. I'm going to make a clip out of what my sister said about the trip and the membership. And hopefully y'all will get to it and start signing up. With that being said, let me leave y'all with this. I think I'm Connie's son. We out of here. Until next time, that's peace. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back at it again.
Loyalty, money, family. Stanfield's way. Hello. Shit said you gotta feel in order to prevail. But if you fall too many times, do you reach hell? I've been locked off in the cell, not getting no love at all. No phone calls, visit to a meal. If you look inside my thoughts, you will see the shit wicked. Even though she still love me now, we can't even kick and show you this how people fickle. But I ain't gonna press the issue. She turned a nigga cold. Feel like I'm Sub-Zero, real rap. Give a fuck about what you think or what you thought. So when it come to me, better watch this how you talk. I'll line your ass and talk. They say you gotta crawl before you walk. So tell me, do you think before you talk? Cause really in the end, this shit won't even matter whether you was in the kitchen whipping with a arm and hammer or just taking nigga shit. Strong woman with your hammer. To be black in America, they view you as a cancer. That's why I pray to anything to anybody to save me. Cause ain't no religion when they put you in that grave, see? My mama used to say I always be a baby. But look at our relationship right now, shit crazy. Even my big brother tried to play me, and he'll never get to hear how bad that hurt me. Renata said, come home and get back to working. But I gave my lawyer 64, still over 18. Damn, I swear I miss you, sweet lady. And it's nobody else's fault, can only blame me. Cause I really designed myself, I who made me. I wanna lash out at the streets cause that's who raised me. But I'm like, fuck you, paid me. And I will never let a fuck nigga play me. First gun I ever caught was a 380. My life ain't been the same since they killed my nigga crazy. Stuck in the darkness searching for the light. They say you live by the gun and you die by the night. Ever had to take a life and clean the body up? That shit right there will make it hard to sleep at night. I told my girl wish I could love her more, but it's all with all this bullshit that's going on. They took Black Lives Matter, made it political. Got me on some conscious ill shit, feel like I'm Connie's son. Feel like I'm Connie's son. Feel like I'm Connie's